have deep intellectual conversations with high-minded individuals right in this smoothest city in the world, Rochester, New York. I am your very natural host, Sonny Blaze, and welcome to Deep Talk with Sonny Blaze. Yep, I had taken like a week to 2 week break, but I'm back now, and I want to sit there and have some deep conversation. So, especially with this episode, since I took a break, I'm just gonna slowly get back into it until I get back into the main flow. So, anyway, let's just get into why I want. I really don't know what I want to get into. I just I just want to speak, and plus, we got to keep up with the order of things. So, I want to talk about mainly the main thing I've been actually going through, and also the main reason why I got back into deep talk, and also why I'm getting a lot better with myself and whatsoever. Now, just like everybody else, I'm a work in progress. And the main thing I want to really get into is with this episode that is, I wanted to get into, you know, mindset, mentality, the mind, spirit, and all of that. Because let's be real, like with deep talk, I really do want to get like really deep into that type of, talking points and whatsoever, and to be able to actually talk to other individuals within it. That's one of my main goals for deep talk with Sonny Blaze, to have a very deep, intimate conversation with different types of guests within here that want to sit there and express themselves, and want a safe place for them to actually express themselves. So the order for that to be done, I have to sit there and make sure this is a safe place as for I to sit there and to express myself. So I'm still trying. So other than that, it's a work in progress and whatsoever. I have to say that I've been doing a pretty good job at that. So we're going to keep on stepping it up, 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 and stepping it up. So first of all, if you're watching this video and if you still with me now, I'm gonna let you know. Yeah, you that's watching it. You meant to hear it, even though I'm seem kind of squirrely. And anyways, but it was meant for you to actually go there. Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit shaky because I'm still working on myself. But if you feel these words, make sure you continue on. And I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna go with this. And most likely, I'm probably going to start doing this live. Maybe a mixture of live and recorded episode. Obviously, this is a recorded episode because I want to get back into the flow of things and whatsoever. So yeah. So mainly it's like this, man. To get into why I was doing that for doing all this, it's because I just thought about something. Anyways. Oh yes. I had went down a deep rabbit hole when it comes to manifestation, mentality, mindset, spirituality, and whatsoever. Now, I've been on this path for a very, 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 very long time, I have to say. And the more that I get into it, the more deeper and vast that it goes. And that's the thing. And that's the one thing I love. I love things that's vast and all that's out there. And I just want y'all to really think about that. The simple fact that you're watching this right now, it's first of all, it's amazing. And just think about how vast this is. And I want you to just really think about it. You couldn't have been from anywhere. And let me hold on. You couldn't have been from anywhere, from any time, from any place. Straight up, you couldn't have been from anywhere, from any time, from any place. But you took your time to come join me here. Whatever reason, whatever walks of life, whatever time. I'm pretty sure this message right here has been here for, I don't know. It's just been here, and those always will be here. So let's get into it. So it's like this. When it comes, one thing that I've been learning about manifestation even more, because like the early days when I was slowly getting more and more into manifestation, I sat there like everybody else, I think of it, yeah, man, this is going to happen to me. I sit there and I consistently do like it on a schedule, like doing, trying to keep up the consistency over and over again. Like, okay, if this is going to happen, then bam, it's going to happen. I do it every day. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it takes time and whatsoever. But more and more, I started to notice as I got deeper into when it comes to manifestation or whatsoever. I started to, what's the best way I can say? I started to learn, realize, notice what manifestations really is, because a lot of times for a lot of us, when it comes to manifestation, we tend to try to force our way in. Like, the best way I could say it's like brute force. We try to brute force our way into our goals. A best way to think of it, a good analogy, like you're on a relay and you're a racer, so like just a straight race, from point A to point B, and then that's it, point A to point B, and you sit there and you just trying to be the first one to get to point A. I mean the point B, and then or the finish line. You just trying to you're trying to be the first one. You try to get to the finish line and trying to be the first one. And then there's the other one, like the marathon. Yes, there is a end, but the thing is, how long can you last? Basically, can you last until the end, or will you sit there and just give up or whatsoever? So, and I completely went off the rails. What the hell I was about to talk about? All right, let's see if I can remember where I was going with this. I'm gonna see if I can remember where I was going with this, because I was getting a little bit lost. What the hell I was just thinking about and whatsoever. But it's like this though, man. When it comes to manifestation, and when you trying to get towards that point of manifestation, it's not about it's not about you see that and one trying to convince yourself that you're going to get it, but what it is, it's all about knowing that it mainly is knowing that it's already there. Okay, so, and also I most likely ain't gonna remember where I was going with the marathon and the racing thing. Okay, I think I remember, because it was a part of manifestation. So it's like this. And okay, so it's like putting a relay racer into a marathon. Let's think of it that way. It's like you putting a relay racer into a marathon. They're gonna sit there and just speed up like real quick and just trying to win the race, and not knowing that it's not a race, but it's a marathon. And most likely, he's gonna lose. He's gonna go and give up, or basically just give out. even though that the goal is there. But since it's a marathon and it might be a very very long time, and since he's a relay racer, his mindset is on the mind of I have to be the first one and go there as fast as I can, and then use up all his all their energy, and basically get burned out when they barely even into the trail, wherever you want to call it. But then what you really have to do is you have to make sure you view manifestation as the marathon runner. It's not about as the marathon runner because, well, okay, so I won't say as the marathon runner because that's pretty much incorrect on that one. But I mean, it seems right. It seems like it was right in my head for the first time. I don't know. Got kind of confused. It seems right. It seems like it was right there. But it mainly what I'm just trying to say is when it comes to manifestation, you just basically have to know that you already have it. All you have to do is just find it, or all you have to do is just make it. You just have to just take your time. That's what it was. Because okay, back to the marathon. Back to the marathon. What it is like the goal is there. The goal is there, but you have to take your time. Your time. Your time. Not his time, or not just be the first one or that person time, but your time. If your time is to sit, is to, run, slow down, maybe stop just a little bit and then run again, then that's your time. If your time is a consistent speed, that's your time. If your time is a quick burst and then you can just get there and be extremely non-human, then that's your time. But mainly you have to just figure out your time. And that's one thing that I'm starting to realize. I won't say learn because I've been doing that for a while, but now it's become more settled within my mindset and whatsoever. And I don't know why I'm doing this for. So you have to figure out your time. And like I said, I'm learning my time. So, and mainly, just like everybody else, just like me and whatsoever, how do we really figure out, your time? Like, how do you figure out my time? How do I figure out my time? Let's really think about it. Like, how do we figure out our timing when it comes to this thing that we call life within this plane? And also, I'm gonna sit there and start calling it the quantum field. Wherever I'm getting, I think was this on TikTok 7. Yeah, she I go ahead and check that out. So she keeps on referring to that. Very knowledgeable person right there. So on this, what is called life in this quantum field, we had to, the best way I can say how to learn your time is to, well, I can't really just tell you. Best way I could just say, yeah, I can't really just, I mean, I can tell you, but you still pretty much have to discover it yourself. And the thing is, it's very simple. You just figure out your time. I mean, that's the best way I can say. You just figure out your time. I mean, and that's what I did. I figured out my time. I'm still learning how to figure out my timing. And that's the thing. You just got to just figure out your timing. To be honest, I can't really explain to you how to find your timing because that is your timing. That is your, there is no miraculous way to actually put it in words. The best way I could say is I could say it as simple as I can, and I could just try to maybe bring in some parables or whatsoever of my own. So, but mainly it's just best way I can say is like if you're a gamer, because I'm a gamer. Like, we use this analogy though it's just it's mainly basically what it comes down to is turning on the game and starting to play. No directions in whatsoever. And when I mean about gaming, I mean the old school old school gamers. I'm talking about the Nintendo and Sega Genesis and whatsoever, where there was no internet and whatsoever. Because see the thing, so I got a great example. It's just like playing Super Mario. It's like playing Super Mario Brothers for the first time where there is no internet, and then nobody really tell you. Just playing for the first time. You sit there. You go in. You press start, and you start pressing buttons. That's the best way I can say. You press start. You move your character, and you start pressing buttons. You just start pressing buttons. And a few times, there's a good chance you might die for the first time. Maybe you don't. But that's the thing. You just have to just start pushing buttons. Start pushing buttons. Then the more that you play, the more that you go up and you learn the controls and learn that particular time of that game, you start to figure out your timing. You sit there and be like, okay, so while I'm running, I got to make sure I do jump over here, and then I got to make sure I kill that person and jump over there. You just have to figure out your timing, because the thing is, a lot of times, and the reason why a lot of us is not manifesting the way that we want to is because we're on somebody else's timing instead of our timing. You sitting there looking at this person and looking at how they're doing it, but instead of just figuring out some of the stuff that you can use, and then tune yourself so you can figure out how you be able to get through it. Like I said, as for me, I am still learning a lot how to do the timing and whatsoever. So. Oh yeah, I'm still doing a lot. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And also, before we continue on, please let me know down in the comments if y'all like this version of how I'm doing the episode. It's just a straight bam bam conversation, or do y'all like me to break it down into like between 10 to 15 minute segments? Because I do want to know, and like I said before, eventually I want to actually do this. I will be doing this live very soon. I am actually doing this live. It's just I haven't done it last week because I decided to actually take a break last week because it was the last week of January, and I decided just let me just take a break because I didn't want to sit there and burn myself out, and I just want to go ahead and just take a break. And that's another thing too. Let's talk about that as well too, because also it fits in with your timing and manifestation and whatsoever. So that's one thing we really really truly have to really learn about, like burnouts. Just because a lot of times, and I know as for myself, I burn myself out a lot. I mean, because and I was actually speaking about this on another episode. I believe the episode that I was speaking of, it was tunnel vision and whatsoever. So, and the thing is, like I said within that episode, and just pretty much happened, but I don't mind it anyways because I'm steering my own vehicle. Anyways, if you don't be careful or if you don't pace yourself, you're gonna burn yourself out. I'm not saying I did burn myself out, but I knew for a fact that I needed to take some rest, a break, and I can just get back into doing that again. I just didn't know how long it would take, but luckily for me, thank you Most High, that I'm here, and it only took about like a couple of days, like a week and a few days, or almost 2 weeks and whatsoever. But back to it with the burnout. I almost sit there and forgot that I was talking about the burnout. So, man, it's just like every once in a while, whenever an idea pops up, or idea shit out my head, it just shits out. Okay, so back to it with the burnout. We really have to be careful when it comes to burnout, man, because that shit's real. And the thing is, and let me not actually say it as a let me not say it as a a very negative way or a negative interpretation of burnout, but as a warning, as a basically as a stop sign or something like that. It's just basically it's just saying, be careful. There's a chance of burnout. So that's what it is. It's just because, as for me, with my experience, I sit there, I put in a lot of work, and one thing that you could say that I've noticed, or maybe not just noticed, but obviously I've done it plenty of time, is I'll be such in a rush, and that's the reason why a lot of us be on the burnout. We're such in a rush because the timing, and we're so in a rush because the thing is we're trying to sit there, make that money so we can sit there and survive. And while we sit there and try to survive, we sit there and a lot of times we panic. We sit there and we try to do this. And I'm saying this from experience. I'm saying this from the experience, and right now I'm the best I can just say from here. But we sit there and we go, and a lot of times, and there's a lot of people that's out there. A lot of y'all will feel me. They're like, the timing that a lot of people's on is not our timing. It's not. Most like, if you're watching this right now, I'm telling you, if you stuck with me and listen to me rambling and shit, if you sat there and listened to me and rambling and shit, then you understand that, and you understand what I'm talking about, because it's not like you're lazy. It's not like you don't want to sit there and help people. It's just the timing that we have now is not the timing that works for your biology and whatsoever. Like you feel it deep down, but the thing is, how this society is and how we grew up, we sat there and just been thinking about, like, damn, man, it's like, I gotta sit there and just do this, pay this, and make this money and whatsoever. But you feel it deep down, and like you feel it deep down here, like the pit of your stomach. Especially men. I'm talking to the men. You feel it deep down. You just like, and the thing is, you want to sit there and do your man job, your manly work, and you want to sit there and be a provider, and you want to do that. But how this society is, how it's set up, because let's be real. Why the fuck are we the only, I'm not going to say animals, because some people, why are we the only beings within this planet, the only beings that is paying to live? It's like, but hey, here, there. But anyways, back to where we was getting at. And and it's not just as a man, anyways, because there are women that's out there who feel the same thing. But as my perspective and whatsoever, also I'm definitely speaking to the men, because a lot of y'all men, y'all understand that as well too. But there's so much pressure and stuff like that, and then when we go over there and we have to sit there and do the best we can. So now we sit there and do this. We sit there have, like this one job that we probably hate, but the only reason why we stay in there is because we need to pay those bills. Or maybe you have a second job after having those two jobs. You actually go to school on weekends, and you're sitting there and putting in all that work, and you sitting and then not knowing that you're going to get the life that you want. And then while you're sitting there putting all that work, and then one day you just burn the fuck out. And the main reason why you burn out, because you're not on your timing. You're not on your natural timing. You're not going by your natural biology. Now, it's not, and the thing is, it's not about, when it comes down to it, it's not about I'm gonna get it. Hold on, I'm gonna get it because it kind of it's not just about, like, being, what's the best way I could actually put it? But it's not, you can be natural and whatsoever, but it's not all about that. It's about, okay, basically it's about alignment. That's the best way I could actually put it, like how when I was going through that deep hole when it comes to manifestation and whatsoever. And that's the thing about it. That's what it is. When it comes out, so we're going to get back to manifestation, but that's how you mainly manifest, is you got to be in alignment. And I'm still worried about it. You have to be in alignment with that. But it's basically, it's the alignment of things, because yes, as of the moment of this video, yes, technology is really, fucking up the planet and whatsoever. It really is. But the reason why it's like that is because it's not aligned with technology. It's not aligned with the technology. Because, see, the thing is, when it comes down to it, and then we can go back to manifestation, because I want to get into this. When it comes down to it, the technology that we have is all about take destruction. And because, like, let's think about, let's think about that. All right, so especially with some of y'all that has, got that real mind over there, just a great example of how technology that we have is about destruction instead of harmony is the Hadron Collider. Hadron Collider. I mean, let's be real. It's a very extraordinary technology, but see, the thing is, it's all about destruction to actually figure out what's going on with the universe. Breaking things down. There's nothing wrong with that. First of all, because if you truly into spirituality, destruction and creation is two sides of the same coin. Two sides of the same thing. So, anyways, back to it. And it's about balance. We mainly just have technology that's all about destruction. And the Hadron Collider, like I said, the example with the Hadron Collider is mainly what it does is, since two particles, if you don't know what particle is, think of it as two balls, two very, very small balls that's, going the opposite direction of each other, going towards the speed of light. And then it just, collides with each other. Just bam. Now, the theme of, we can see, yeah, we can say it like that. The theme of the Hadron Collider is all about destruction. It's all about destruction. If we sit there, have this one and go now, like, smash it together, what's going to happen? But we don't have technology that actually aligns with nature and whatsoever. Like, Think about it. We could like I remember I was scrolling, I believe, or something like that. I think it was like maybe TikTok, maybe it was YouTube or something. And I seen this video about there's this a miner like maybe I think it was a miner with AI, and basically what they've done was with the heat that the miner generates. I think it was in China too, I believe, also, or maybe it's in America. But anyways, while the miner of the cryptocurrency is going, it generates heat, and the heat that it generates boils the water, and you get hot water. So I could say that's a poorly example of technology being aligned with nature. But I got a better example. It's a very long time ago. It was on Reddit, and there was this these people. I can't remember. It was a company, but mainly what they done was they created or they was creating actually I shouldn't say it like that, but it was a work in progress. I should say it was a work in progress, and basically they use technology. They use a Raspberry Pi, and with the Raspberry Pi, they made a auto system that water and like basically did, you can say, maybe farming, or not just farming, but it took care of the mainly the goal was, I mean, it was doing that already, but mainly the goal was to take care of the like a garden or something. Like they use, it was a Raspberry Pi. I believe that there was a water nozzle, like it sat there and water the vegetables, the plants on a certain amount of time. And basically it was like a nonprofit, but it's like that. It's like that because let's really think about it. The reason why a lot of shit's getting fucked up and whatsoever is because we're not, the technology that we have is not really taking care of the plants. And let's be real, we're not doing our jobs anyways. We're not really doing our jobs. We're sitting there supposed to be, taking care of this, this planet and shit, and then we all just sitting there just say fuck it, just say fuck it. I mean, think about this, like in Japan, they have this rule that like you're on this. Let's say you're on the road in the street. Let's say you go to a store, bought yourself like a soda, you got yourself a soda, drink it, and you're gonna get a fine. First of all, you're gonna get a fine if you throw the can away. If you just sit there and throw the can away. And the thing is, what you're gonna have to do is you got to carry that trash all the way with you. You just got to keep it on you. And I think that's what we need to actually start doing. Just sit there and just carry your fucking trash, man. Carry your trash, and then put it in and not just dump. We need to find a recycling system, like a better recycling system. I mean, let's be real. The recycling system that we got really sucks. It really sucks. So what it comes down to, we just need to. We just need a wow. And you know what? I'm gonna start doing the episodes like this. So let me know if you actually watch the other episodes. And if you watch this episode, let me know which version of this, because I actually like this one as well too, because about this format, because I'll be able to jump on different topics and whatsoever, and plus I could just figure some shit out. So, and like I said, I do want to actually have some more people to actually be a guest of D-Talk with Sony Blaze. So, most likely what I'm probably going to start to do, I'm probably going to start to interview a lot more people within. Yeah, I'm gonna do some within Rochester. So, I'm gonna figure it out. I think I know how I'm gonna do it. No, I know how I'm gonna do it. I know how I'm gonna do it. So. We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see soon. We'll see soon. Oh, I can't wait. So I'm gonna have to actually put in a lot of work real soon. But anyways, thank you for joining me in my corner of the universe. I'm gonna just end it like that because I think it's about time. Anyways, peace.